Hi, this is Thomas with AddEvent. Today, I want to give you a high-level overview of our API, some of its endpoints, how it works, and some ideas for what you can do with it. First off, what is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. It allows for different programs to pass data back and forth in ways that work for both tools in the background. So for instance, if you are using a weather app on your phone, it is requesting weather data from a forecasting organization's API, which delivers those responses in consistent formats that the app can then process and turn into information that you can read. In that vein, our API lets you make requests and execute commands of your account in our system so you can create complex automations for your needs. Maybe you already have some systems for your organization to gather user data, but you want to take those registrants and RSVP them for an event without them needing to fill out their information in multiple places. Or maybe you want to create an event on a calendar based on a customer's choices on a form on your website. All of that can be done using the API and without any other tools as intermediaries, like Zapier. So all APIs have endpoints. These are the specific things that you can request or command from the API. The AddEvent API has 22 endpoints, which you can find in the document linked in this description. For now, I want to walk you through an example using one of those endpoints, the Create Event endpoint. And so in the link in the description, it will open this site, which is our API documentation. And here we've built a really helpful tool that allows you to input data and then have that data put into different kinds of code so you can quickly copy and paste things without having to kind of fiddle around, and correct the formatting, type everything in manually. It also lets you try different requests to see if that request would produce a correct or incorrect response down here. And later in the demonstration, we'll do a quick version of that for you. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're just going to have the builder put in some example data for us. So for instance, we're going to say request body, and it auto filled in just a number of kind of default pieces of data so that we can then process this request and see how it works. So you can see the title is event name, the date time start is this here, June 1st, 2024 at 10 a.m., date time end. Now if you're noticing here, only the title and the date time start are required. All of the rest of this is optional. One other thing that's required is your API key or token, which goes here. And that can be found on your account on the account page of your AddEvent account. And that is required for all requests, because if we don't have that, we don't know who is making the request and it will get turned down. So to make this request, I need to go get my API key. And because I don't want that everywhere on the internet, I'm going to pause this video and then restart it once the request is made so you can see what this would look like correctly down here. And now you can see I've made the request. So this was the same one with the example data, and I just added my API token in there and then removed it. But this is what that request responds with. It shows you all sorts of information about the event you just created that you could then take and give to other applications in your set of tools for your organization, or pass on that data to other areas. So you have an event ID, a calendar ID, the unique key of the event, the title, right, and other things if you filled them in, like the start and end time, what RSVP form you might be using or template you might be using, and just other things that, like how things have been set based on the request you made. It also will send you the link to the landing page for that event and the shorter version of that link, and any other custom data you might have put in. So I realize this can be a lot if you kind of don't know what you're looking at. It's worth noting that the API is most commonly used by technical experts. If you don't have the technical resources on your team to kind of implement this into your systems, it's worth noting that everything you can do via the API can be done in the AddEvent dashboard. So know that you're not missing out on any AddEvent tools. That being said, it is an incredibly powerful way to automate your calendar and events by connecting them with tools you might already be using to interface with your users. I hope your next event goes amazingly well, and take it easy.